Y'all, I just talked to a whale. No, not that type of whale. That's a term I use to describe a client that pays large sums of money, specifically $1,500 for art commissions. Wouldn't you like to learn how to get that? Hey, what's up, y'all, and welcome back to the Art Mentor. My name is Sean. I'm a veteran art teacher and freelance artist, and today you're gonna learn how you can get big art commissions. So let's start. The most major takeaway I got from this conversation was that big art clients that pay a lot of money, they look for terms of service and contracts from clients. Having that available to potential buyers, to potential clients, makes you appear very professional, because what it does is it gives the client a really good perspective as far as what it's going to be like working with you. And what they also told me that was very insightful was that a lot of artists, especially newer artists, tend to look very unprofessional by not having that in place, especially not having it in place at all. So if you have some type of aversion to having either a contract or terms of service, I'm definitely going to be pushing that out. Next week, I'm going to be making a specific video on terms of service. And if you would like to see a video on contracts, definitely let me know down below. So our next topic was really cool to learn that I feel like a lot of us are on the right track. I learned, where do big paying art clients look for artists? What they told me was really unsurprising. And just to be honest, if you follow my content, it's right in line with that, by the way. There's two main platforms that this particular client looks for artists, and they are DeviantArt and ArtStation. So these are the two biggest art platforms right now. If you don't have one or you don't have either, then I'm gonna very highly encourage you to get both of them. And make sure that you have especially organized all of your artwork into similar folders of similar artwork, so that it's easy for a client who, say, wants to commission you for landscape architecture, or a client that wants to commission you for mech design, can very easily look at all of the examples that you have done before. These are really awesome tips that I learned, and also kind of my personal philosophies for how you should tailor your profile so that it looks really professional. Now, this also begs the question, y'all, what do they look for? So the topic of style came up a lot in my conversation with my whale. So let me give you some suggestions on certain styles to emulate and derive some type of similarities from. Now, everything I'm about to say, these are from pre-established brands, so they come at a high value because they're things that a lot of people like. So what I'm specifically talking about are brands such as Legend of the Cryptids, Magic the Gathering, World of Warcraft, Riot Games, Blizzard Art. So what I got from this was that if you can overall incorporate some of those skills and some of those aesthetics into your own artwork, not just copy, my friends, don't copy, but if you can build some of those particular characteristics into your artwork, you can start to initially attract some higher paying clients as well. Now, this also begs the question then, why wouldn't this client and other large paying art clients just go ahead and hire actual professional artists who are in those fields working at those companies? Well, the answer I got very simply is that all the professionals, for the most part, are largely unavailable. That's because they're intensely focused on working on their large projects and their personal projects, and therefore they don't usually have time to work with individual clients and take personal commissions. Now, that's a really awesome opportunity for us, y'all, and please listen in on this, because this is great to hear. What this whale just told me was that there's a huge opportunity for us as artists who are not already working in those fields to go ahead and scoop up all those awesome opportunities, because those professionals are unavailable for it. Therefore, that means that yes, anybody like you and I are able to get large paying art commissions as long as it somewhat fits the bill and it's evocative of the type of style that they like. Now, the most important piece of information that this client told me was that you should subscribe to my channel. So definitely make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Give me a like if you're enjoying this video and you're learning from it, and make sure that you turn on notifications so that you know every single time I push out content like this. Now, this then also begs the question, which is, how do you get noticed by these clients, right? So the way that you would get found by one of these clients is to make sure that you are optimized to be searchable. So my suggestion in actually implementing this is pretty simple. Whether or not you're using ArtStation or DeviantArt or Instagram or any other platform to get found by potential clients, what you want to do is make sure you use relevant and appropriate hashtags, tags, and keywords to make sure that clients can find you, and make sure that they, by the way, don't just slam in a whole bunch of keywords and crap that you don't actually do, okay? But make sure that it's tailored and it suits your style. For example, if you're doing anime, if you're doing World of Warcraft, if you're doing Final Fantasy 14 commissions, if you do Marvel or comic art, make sure that you're using those tags, hashtags, and keywords so that those clients can find your artwork. This is a huge major tip to help you get found faster. So now, what exactly do whales look for? I had a really in-depth conversation with my whale about what exactly do they look for in high-paying artwork worth $1,500 and more, and these are kind of the elements that I derive from this conversation. First and foremost, really dynamic posing. You being able to create a strong sense of energy, a strong line of action in your scenes, in your characters, is going to be really, really important. Also, one of the areas that this client said that they specifically honed in on is faces. And that makes a lot of sense, right? Because faces are just an initial focal point in any artwork with characters. So creating more realistic faces, more lifelike faces, also interesting styles. You don't have to be directly in any of the exact kind of styles that I've been speaking about so far, but if you have a distinctive style that makes you more marketable, it makes you more unique, and it makes your value appear greater than some other artists as well. And lastly, the most important piece to have in any of your artworks that's going to attract big clients is a sense of a narrative. So that means that you are telling a story. You're not just having characters that are stiff, standing still. You want to have characters that are interacting with each other, interacting with their environments. These are key essential components of really high value artwork. And if you go ahead and you look at splash art from things like WoW or anything from Blizzard or Riot Games, so these are really high value skills that you're going to see evident in those types of artworks as well. Now, in a larger sense, if you don't already have these skills, here are some things that I would very much recommend that you start to develop. So to give you some overall future goals and some expansion potential in your art life, here are some things that I learned that a lot of high-paying clients tend to look for. First and foremost would be realism and semi-realism skills. So regardless of what type of style you are currently working in, realism is the basis of anything, and stylization is really just an interpretation of that. One of the things I really want to make sure that I'm communicating very clearly to y'all is to not copy styles, but instead use elements that are derivative of it. What I mean specifically by that is to learn how to use certain elements like color theory, or how to use characters, or how to use proportions, or how to stylize faces, or how to create armor, or how to create clothing and body types. These are key essential elements to learn how to do. Along with that, to create more realism and dynamicism, you might want to consider learning photo bashing as well. And lastly, brushwork came into our conversation a lot too, so that you have a unique quality about what you paint, what you create, and the way that you create it. So now, a major question that I love to hear answers from is, what does this client not like? First off, I got huge validation on this one. Clients of this nature hate commission sheets. Thank you very much. I just want to say that. I have been battling against commission sheets for years, and if you've watched my video on it, you'll know everything I'm talking about. If not, link down below in the comments. But yes, this whale specifically told me that they are unprofessional, they are cluttered, they're missing information, and they instantly make you appear amateurish. Also, this next topic came up, and it might sound familiar to you as well if you've been following my content for a while. This whale said that you need to qualify your clients through a conversation, not just, hey, open for commissions, 2 slots open, fill it now, fill out this Google form, and I'll give you an email sometime back. None of that. Instead, invite them to have a DM conversation, to have an actual conversation, like human beings do like this. And from that, what it does is it really builds a whole lot of trust, and it gives them a really good sense of confidence. Because the number one thing that I've always preached, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll know this, but you need to inspire confidence in your client. That's how you get clients to buy from you, to keep buying from you, to come back to you all the time. That's how you get them hooked on you as an artist and on your artwork. So if you're avoiding having an actual conversation before committing to a project, and your client committing to you for a project, then this is where you need to start. And if you want to learn how to do that, I'm going to go ahead and link my video up above and down below here at this point for you to learn how to talk to art clients. And finally, this topic also came up a lot in my conversation with this whale. The topic of payment came up a lot. And my one major takeaway on the topic of payment is simply that you need to use PayPal. And when you're using PayPal, do not ask anybody to send you money as a friend or family. So basically what that does is it prevents you as an artist from PayPal taking a cut of it because it looks like you're just giving money, like you're giving cash to somebody else. So instead, make sure that you send it to somebody like they are a business. What that does is it protects everybody too. So for example, it makes it harder for the client to just ask for the money back from PayPal because that is a huge scam for a lot of people. And one of the things that prevents this from happening is from you as an artist having any type of data trail as far as what you have or have not sent them. What it does is it creates proof that yes, you have sent it to them, so that if there is a PayPal dispute, no, hey, I have been working on this and I did provide them with it, so they're a big fat liar. So overall, my friends, these are some best practices for payments. And hey, if you want to learn more about art commissions, where to get them, how to find them, and how to get more, make sure you watch these videos right here.